It is a lovely morning, of course, a Saturday, a day that everyone has been looking forward up to, especially what a day indeed, the breakfast show, Lumen Morning Diary. Of course, we are coming to you live from our Lusaka studios. My name is Henry Mudenda. I'm not alone in the studio. We are the three presenters of Lumen today. Good morning, Eugene.
Good morning, Henry.
Good morning.
Looking fresh and gorgeous indeed.
It's always important to start the day like that.
Indeed.
I was expecting you to appear on this show in those colors. You know, when you go to showgrounds, there is that symbol. You just have to be identified to say this one went from the show.
Oh, the first painting.
Yes.
The first painting. Don't worry, I'll do that once I touch the grounds of the showgrounds.
Eugene, are you going for the showgrounds?
Yeah, it is very important that I visit that place once in a while. It doesn't have an age. No, long time ago I used to think it's just a thing for young people, but now I know as long as you are in this country and you want to know what is happening, especially in the agricultural industry and these under industries that are contributing to the development of this nation, it is just a must that I need to visit that place.
Exactly.
Of course, in case you've just joined us, the showgrounds is on, of course, with a lot of activities out there, and we are glad to bring to you the live broadcast from Lumen TV, where we'll be looking at this year's theme, which is adapting to climate change. Are we adapting to climate change, or we are the people that always complain? But this is the high time for us to understand and adapt to climate change. And if you're going for the showgrounds, you need to understand why should you go there and why should I go there. Alice and Eugene, why is it important for one to go for the showgrounds?
There's just some much experience. I remember, you know, in the holiday, we were all looking forward to actually go there. Like Eugene had said, kushow ni kwa bana chabe. But at this time you get to actually learn a lot, because this is the where we see a lot of companies that actually advertise what they do, and you get to buy new things there. Everything that you need, you'll find at the showgrounds. And of course, let's not run away from the fact that you get to see your favorite musicians that side. Yes.
And you know, this year's 97th celebration, we need to understand that showgrounds, it's a place where you must think to say this is a must-go place. I think the last time I went to showgrounds, that was last year, and this year will not just end without me going there. I learned a lot of things from last year's show. That was the 96th anniversary, where I took much interest, especially to visit the foreign stands, where I would go to this stand where the people from Ghana would make jewelry and clothes. Yeah. So this showgrounds, actually, it attracts so many people from different parts of the world, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it is also a place where you know, all the different industries come together. For example, those of you who would want to learn about different cultures, you see different traditional people there performing. You see the Makirikiri from Botswana. You see the Makishi from our northwestern province. You see the Lozi people there in Musisi. You see the Tongas also doing their traditional dance, people from Eastern Province. So it is such an entertaining thing, a nice thing to go to the showgrounds today. You also get to visit different offices like the RTSA. You get to learn about what they offer, what they do, especially on the charges they give us when we are on the road.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, sure, it's something that that long time ago we used to think it's just a place where it's just about agriculture, but it is a place that promote diversity. You know, where people get to exhibit what they do and who they are, because it is at the showgrounds where you'll find nearly all the companies are there, and then you learn from them who they are, what they do, and definitely you might get interest and sure, it's also a place of connections, where you can actually talk about business deals and also cement some progressive deals in where market is concerned, and that's a place where people show much about themselves, and then you just share notes, others share contacts, then from there it is business as usual. Where you met, it is actually at the showgrounds. It's a place that people make history.
Exactly. And we also see this is a place where if you are also looking for a place where to be when it comes to education, we've seen schools share what they offer. If you want to be in college and universities, we've seen there are universities that are actually taking part there at the show grounds, and they would share more information about what they actually offer as a school. So there's just so much more to learn that side, so much more that you can actually experience at the showgrounds. Like many a times we have this mentality to say, we kushoni kwa bana, maybe nzaenda chebeni mbuwe na dust. There's just so much more that you need to go and experience that side. Nikuyenda mwapunzi lako, like Eugene had said, kulim different cultures. Go and experience and seeing other people coming in from different countries, sharing what they share about their culture is also something that is very interesting, because you get to interact with other people, other cultures.
And as you know, in the studio, we'll be giving you the signals from the showgrounds where we get to talk about what people have, and not forgetting that ZRA is also on the ground. We'll get to talk to them about this year's theme, which is adapting to climate change. Of course, ZRA would always have something to talk about. Don't forget that they also have their stands right there in the showgrounds. Don't forget to pass through and learn what ZRA does. Your tax, my tax, our development, we all contribute to our destiny. My tax, your tax, our destiny. I think you are the best, Alice. I'm sure for those that do watch most of tax chat, programs from ZRA. We see this is a presenter.
Yes,
I think she is the one who gets to talk to.
Yes, we'll actually get to talk to Mr. Matthews Kumwenda, who is the senior tax consultant from Zambia Revenue Authority. He will actually share what they have there at the showgrounds. Yeah, and that is what Alice will give to you on the other side. Don't forget that on this show, whenever you just see us, you know that that thing that you've missed actually during the week, that thing that has trended in your area, the Mulomolistic, we get to bring it right here at the Lumen Morning Diary. When you see us, just know that what others missed due to load shedding, others due to network, but we get to give you every detail of what trended on social media, even outside social media. Yes. Eugene, the Mulomolistic. I think before we actually dive into the Mulomolistic, let's see what the paper has.
All right, Eugene and Alice, take it.
Okay. So let's start by looking at the Zambia Daily Mail. On top it says Boko pushes for bond new era. he's in the Republic of Zambia. Yeah, just to read more on that one. Botswana President Duna Boko has said that his country and Zambia should seize the moment by taking bold and confident strides into the future. That is spectacularly different from what has been witnessed thus far.
Okay. And in the Diggers newspaper headline says, let's not be hostages and allow borders to separate us. Boko employs HH.
Okay, another one, Zambia Daily Mail, Solwezi cop kills wife, brother-in-law, and then accused himself.
This is also the headline that we have in the Diggers newspaper. But there's also another story. Mongo High Court convicts Chama for causing grievous harm to UPND member. This, you can find this. This story continues on page 3 of the Diggers newspaper.
Okay, this one says Lusambo sues Chief Nkana over mine sale. This story is also found on page 3 of the Zambia Daily Mail.
Okay. And another headline says in the Diggers newspaper, I will contest presidency next year, Binwell.
Okay, this one is saying the cost of living drops. Just to read a little on that one, the cost of living for a family of 5 in Lusaka for the month of July stood at 11,602.37, making a 1.3% reduction from the previous month figure of 11,763.38.
And in the Real Times, stepdad pleas after defiling daughter 10.
Okay, this one is saying Davis Chama convicted over 2015 attack on a UPND cadre.
Okay. Yes. Another headline in the Daily Nation newspaper, IMF fuel policy hits Zambia.
Okay, just to look more in sports, sports is saying Wanderers in Ghana who will laugh loudest.
I think those are some of the headlines that are actually making noise in the newspaper picks.
Thank you very much, Eugene and Alice, for that roundup of especially in the paper where we see two presidents meet and share ideas, talking about borders not limiting us. All right, so right up now we just go straight into the trends. Those that have just joined us, our dearest viewers, for those that are following us through Facebook, our television, our phone lines are actually open. You can also take part and let us know what has trended in your area, especially what you've seen on social media. You get to let us know. Maybe we've not come across such. All right, going straight into the trends where we see salaries are never too high. Live within your means, Mbula advises civil servants. That was actually something that we've seen in this week, where we see the former secretary to the cabinet, Liseli Mbula, has advised civil servants to avoid debt and live within their means, cautioning that living beyond someone's means can be very destructive, where we are seeing people passing through a lot of more challenges due to debt issues. Others are taking their lives. This is something that we've seen in the trend, of course.
You know, Henry, that is very critical. That story, when I read it myself, I was very touched. You know, looking at the current salaries that we have here in Zambia, and also looking at the responsibilities that people have. You get it. You find that we've just from reading a story in the newspaper where it is giving us how much is a food basket for a family of 5, and how much is your salary. And as a civil servant, you also need to build. You also need to sponsor not only your family, but some other families also.
Some other families.
Yes, you have got people in the rural areas, in the villages where we came from, we didn't all come from Lusaka. They also need sponsorship. So I think the civil servants, that's the reason why most of them have resulted into debt, because they are trying their best to make sure that they also support themselves, they support also their families outside themselves. So it is a challenge. It is a challenge that needs to be addressed.
Right, we have so many trends. Alice, from your end?
I think the trend is also in the newspapers. We've read in different newspapers about the cop that actually shot his wife and his brother-in-law in Solwezi. I think that story is actually trending and making noise. It's really sad when you come across such stories.
Yeah.
Like, questions are like, what really went wrong for him to reach to this to that extent of taking his life? Like, he shot the wife and the brother-in-law and he took his life.
Yeah. You know, I think it is something to do with anger. You know, we don't know if we read a little on that one, we'll be able to find that maybe it was due to marital issues. You know.
All right, let me just go through the same story. Solwezi cop kills wife, brother, and brother-in-law before turning on himself. A police officer of Solwezi has murdered his wife and brother-in-law following a domestic dispute. Before, a police officer of Solwezi has murdered his wife and brother-in-law following a domestic dispute. We see this incident occurred on Thursday around 05:30 hours in low density area of Solwezi. Funkuta Muyombi 46, a police officer stationed at Solwezi Central Police Station, fatally shot his wife Momba Simuza 41 and her stepbrother Wana 42, a medical doctor, after a disagreement. So we are seeing the medical doctor, the police officer, as well as the wife losing their lives. Right. Also in the international trends, where we are seeing former Russian president reminds Trump of Russia's dead hand nuclear strike. This is the thing that we've been seeing, especially with these two countries. It's something which is very much worrying. We've seen these trends from the beginning of this year, when Donald Trump was sworn into office. His first mission was actually to talk about peace between Russia and Ukraine. This tension between the US and Russia escalated further after former Republican president of Russia issued a statement in response to the US President Donald Trump's recent remarks. You know, this is something that we need to look forward, that these two nations, there is peace between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah.
But we've seen things now are getting out of hands. Yeah. We've seen so many stories coming up, especially in the trends. Fighting corruption is a very difficult because cartels are rooted in public service. Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa says fighting corruption is a very difficult task because the crime is done secrecy. This was on Friday, actually, when Center for Trade Policy and Development Executive Director Isaac Mwaipopo said it was disappointing that the country has not seen much results in the corruption prosecutions that were initially hyped by the law enforcement agency. You know, corruption is something that is also trending. Also, Chavinga's link video, you remember we talked about it last week, where we see the link audio, Chavinga's linked audio under investigation. Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa says the matter involving PF acting President Robert Chavinga in relation to the linked audio. We've seen further information given by Cornelius Mwetwa, Chief Government Spokesperson, says Faith, the matter involving this Robert Chawinga related to the linked audio recording is under active investigation and should be allowed to follow due process in order to reach conclusive outcome. These are the things that we've seen actually in the on social media. The other issue, the clergyman caused you remember the issue of John General? Yeah, we've seen it also surfacing on social media. Clergyman accused of rape threatened victim with gunshot, court told. Lusaka Magistrate Court has heard disturbing details on ongoing trial of Matero-based clergyman Bishop John General, who is accused of allegedly raping a woman during a home prayer visit and allegedly raping a woman during a home prayer visit, threatening to shoot her when she resisted. Testifying after the court, Assistant Superintendent Fualanga Willingston, 47, said it was stationed at Matero Police Station between 2022 and 2025 and was assigned to the case. So we've seen this issue as well on social media. We have so many stories trending actually on social media, but we'll wrap it up with this very one.
There's just one interesting story, and I'm puzzled that these things are still happening.
Which one?
People are writing GCE this time, and there's a case, a 19-year-old Mazabuka man has been arrested for writing GCE exam on behalf of a friend.
Yeah. These are the stories that need to be as a warning to all of those who are. Yeah, we've been hearing about these stories here and there.
Very much.
So I think we really appreciate those who are in charge to make sure that such issues, because she's not the only one. That person who was being written for is not the only one who failed the exam. There are a lot of other people who failed the exam, and they have tried even 4, 5, 6 times, and they have been failing, and they are still trying. So I don't think it's too late. It's too late, especially you people out there. Don't be one of the victims when it comes into this. If you failed the exam, make sure that you go and write the exams for yourself by following the right procedure, because you will be found on the wrong side of the road one day.
All right, as we conclude our trends, let's look at this story. There were plans to relocate Lungu's body outside South Africa. Government's lawyers to Mountains Burial Services, where former President Edgar Lungu's mortal remains are believed to have been held, says it transfer him to Thornton and Company, its trusted services provider. On June 20, for security reasons, this follows an application by lawyers representing the Zambian been put to rest, and the measures, what will follow next, is actually about to be heard on the 5th of August 2025. This brings us to the end of our trends. It's something that Zambia, we need to stand strong and firm when such issues come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. We are still in the moods of showgrounds. We are still in the moods of showgrounds.
Yeah.
Don't forget that going to show, it's a need. Someone has to go there actually and learn one or two things. If you don't go there to learn, just go there and exhibit your products. If you don't go there to exhibit your products, just go there for fun.
Yeah.
We have so many reasons to go for the showgrounds this year.
There are ZNS officers there who are ready to entertain us with their calisthenics.
I knew that Eugene will not just be quiet without talking about ZNS.
You know,
especially
they are my favorite actually. I cannot go to the showgrounds
without watching.
I cannot. And you know, the first time I went to the showgrounds, I never knew of these other places. You see, I never knew of these other places. The first place that I knew was the main arena, and I found the ZNS doing their thing there. So I had to make sure that even these coming years, even the next 20 years, I'll make sure that I go there to see those gunshots. You know,
for sure.
Experience.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, when one has to go for the showgrounds, they have their interesting, like the part that they love the most. Eugene, it's ZNS. Alice,
I love kujakwamema mavina. Kwa mavina, especially when it's dancing competition.
Have you ever taken part?
No.
Really?
Dance.
She's a fan of dancing, but she cannot
I
dance.
can't dance.
For us, when you see us showgrounds, just know that we are found everywhere. We are lovers of everything. Whatever you see, showgrounds ranging from farming inputs. You know, I've seen people having some sort of portion of land where they grow crops, and they would sell you from there. So sure, it's something that is busy year in, year out. Throughout the year, it's actually a very busy place.
You also find there the fish farmers, those who keep pigs. They will teach you how to take care of those things. You know, it's very interesting.
Very much.
Very much interesting. And I'm very much in love with this year's theme, adapting to climate change. You know, climate change is something that was new to us, and then with time we begin to understand, to say, I think this thing is something which is real and it is here to stay. Eugene, what have you learned about this climate change?
I think the only thing that I can say I've learned from this climate change is learning to accept the conditions, because we would hear the people from our old grandparents would tell us to say, for us, when we were living, when we were of your age, we used to have rains during the month of October. We knew that it was a must before the 24th of October.
And especially on the 24th, they would say it would rain.
It would rain. But now we are going even up to the month of November, even the early December, without having rain. So it is something that we need to accept, but not only accept, we need to do something about it. Because we would conclude to say this climate change, the most thing that has contributed to the climate change is the cutting of trees. So let's have that heart of stopping ourselves from cutting trees, and instead telling ourselves to plant trees, like myself.
Plant 10 trees at least. Very important, yes.
Very important.
You know, when I was part of the Zambia Scouts, not when I was actively part, because I'm still part of them, the Zambia Scouts Association, they had that program that's named Plant a Million Trees. And I remember between the year 2017 and 2018, I remember planting not less than 100 moringa trees, and at least I contributed more than 100 trees again to other people. I think we need to do that. If all of us can do that, then we're going to have a better nation.
Right. I think we'll hear more from the ZRA with Alice. And for now, we'll go on a short break. Up next is Food for the Soul with Father Arthur.
michinewe mfumu walichindama wemukata michinewe mfumu walichindama.
Welcome back. You're watching Lumen Morning Diary. Right about now, we've just been joined by Father Arthur. Father, good morning.
Good morning, Alice.
Yeah.
And good morning to our dear viewers.
Yes, Father, what do you have for us today?
Yesterday I went to the showground.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it was my very first time to attend.
Really?
that thing. Yeah. You know, all these
You've been missing a lot, Father.
all these years it has been coming out. Whenever it comes, I'm like, kushonako, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday, actually even the day before yesterday, but most especially yesterday, because that's when I saw like more activity than the other day. I went there and I took quite some time to go around.
Yeah.
You know, where you just walk around to see what is happening, what people are exhibiting, you know. Kind of you but
But very interesting.
yeah. And you know, I felt like the whole world had shifted to the showgrounds. Like the whole business world had shifted to the showgrounds. And I'm like, I think I've been missing out on this thing.
You have been missing out.
Yeah. You know, because and I think this is not just me. For many years I've always associated the showgrounds thing, you know. We always call it showgrounds. Yeah, we don't even add agriculture show and whatever. It's just showgrounds.
Showgrounds.
I've always associated this thing with, you know, kids, what, yeah, just that. But then when I went there and I saw what people are exhibiting, I was like, why is Lumen TV not even here?
Yeah.
You know, that was the first question that came to my mind. Why are we not even here as Lumen TV? It is a very important program, and I think I'll never miss any of such. I'll always be there. Why? To see how people interact business-wise, first of all, you know, because there's a lot of such interaction.
Yes.
And you see all sorts of businesses coming together, you know, all businesses coming together in one place and doing business in this one congested place. Oh yes, it can be congested.
Like seeing other people coming from different countries.
Exactly. Yeah, that is another thing. Seeing other people exhibiting from other countries. And I'm like, this is a very good interaction that I think everybody should give themselves an opportunity to experience. Then as I was going around, you know, seeing what is going on and enjoying the dust and all those kind of things, then I was captivated by the theme. Yeah. And I was like, indeed, time has come for the world to kind of make some adaptations. Yeah. Because everybody's talking about climate change. Everybody, everywhere. But then how are we responding to this thing? How are we adapting in order for us to face this challenge, you know, squarely? Because if we don't adapt, it becomes a cross. It becomes a burden. And of course, the world is kind of adapting. You've seen how many households and people at individual level, even companies that are slowly shifting to more like to cleaner energy, solar. Before, people thought solar energy is just for those big companies or those people who have money. But everybody now is going to solar because it is becoming more and more affordable. So that is one way of adapting. And I'm like, okay, people are adapting in that manner. Then again, a thought crossed my mind to say, if we are making these adaptations, what about making a spiritual adaptation as well? What about adapting spiritually, adapting to the new challenges that the world is giving us, and navigating those challenges, and in order to live a meaningful life? So I thought today we could talk about that, spiritual adaptation, which has everything to do with flexibility, being aware of what is happening around, being aware of the environment, and finding purpose and meaning in this new environment, not leaving yourself behind, not letting the world be in front of you while you remain behind with your principles, with your beliefs, with your what. What about becoming a bit more flexible about your personal principles, about what you believe as a value? And then as you become flexible, you are also aware of the fact that you might be led astray by the environment. But then you need to adapt to the new environments. And adapting to what is coming in order to find purpose and to avoid being led astray is also in a way a challenge. And there's need for us also to talk about that. Spiritual adaptation can be compared to a bamboo stick. Okay. A bamboo stick, or even musali, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let me talk about a bamboo. When the wind is blowing, the bamboo is going to blow or to move towards the direction of the wind. The wind blows this side, it also moves. But it tries not to break. It moves with the wind without... But it still stands. It still stands, yes. So that it swings with the wind. It's not like those other trees or branches that would quite right move with the wind but end up breaking. Maona chimtengo pacha chinagwa chija. Kwenze chimpepo chinagwa. Yeah. It moved with the wind but then it broke. But a bamboo is going to move with the wind, but it will try not to break. It will come back to the position. And I want to look at that as spiritual adaptation without breaking yourself. Moving with the current, moving with the wind, moving with the environment, moving with the new challenges that are coming, but without breaking yourself, or without allowing yourself to be broken by what is happening. And for us in the spiritual or from a spiritual perspective, what would help you not to break is your continued connection to God. That gives you strength. A bamboo is going to remain standing because it has firm roots, and the fiber is strong. That's what we need to have also, to be firmly rooted in God, and also to have a strong character that is guided by God, that is guided by the Spirit, by the Holy Spirit. And that is what helps us not to be broken when the wind blows. You get to meet people that are imprisoned by their own principles, people that are imprisoned by their own, personal dogmas, personal beliefs, and they don't allow themselves to grow. They don't allow themselves to move because they're in bondage, and no one has put them in bondage or in prison but themselves, because they always tell you that this is not my principle. Mm-hmm. Yeah, is it wrong to be principled? I think it is okay. Not so. It's fine to be principled.
That's a question that is ringing in my head.
It's fine to be principled. I mean, everybody has to have some kind of principle. Yes. Otherwise, anything and everything that comes will just take you with it. It's okay. But you have to understand that your principles can also be affected by the environment. You don't exist in a vacuum. You exist in an environment where there are external forces that can exert some pressure on what you call principle or value or belief. Okay? So instead of saying, no, this is not my principle, this is my principle, this is not my principle, be aware of what is going on. How can your principle adapt to the environment so that you, first of all, you become relevant? Because you have to be a relevant human being to have a relevant life. Your life has to give meaning not only to yourself but also to the people that you are connected. Now, if you are always, this is not my principle, this is, to be excessively principled is bad, actually. I can give a practical example of someone who is excessively principled. It is someone who tells you that I can't eat lunch beyond 12:30. My lunch is 12:30, and it has to be 12:30. If they come home, you are a wife. They come home, okay? Sorry, husbands. Let's talk about they come home, and then they find that at 12:30, lunch is not ready. That is going to be a war. That's going to be a fight. They're not going to ask why is lunch not ready. So what you explain to say, malaiti enzaenda. Or yes. Or mwana sanalete ndiyo fast. There are those, reasons. For them, lunch is 12:30 and it has to be ready at 12:30. That's just an example of one who is imprisoned by their own principles. Going to a particular mall, there's only one route that they use. There's only one route. There are many other routes that we can use to get to that place, but they only use one route. The day that they're going to find that that road has been blocked by something, they're going to get mad, because that is the route that they use to go to that mall. They're going to be angry. They're going to be very upset with everybody, with whoever is blocking the road. They'll be upset with that tree. They'll be upset with the government, with the council. Why are they not moving this tree? They'll be upset with anything that comes to their mind, because their principle has been violated by that. Now, when we talk about spiritual adaptation, we're talking about the flexibility. To be a flexible person, you say, okay, this road has been blocked. Which other route can I use for me to get to my destination? All right, maybe let me use this route, because my goal is to get to that destination. That is flexibility. Okay, lunch at 12:30 is not yet ready. All right, what could have happened? Oh, okay, this current, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Let me do other things as I wait for lunch to be ready, whatever time it is going to be ready. Because, there are a lot of factors that lead to things not happening at the time and when you want them to happen. So to have that understanding, a mind that is flexible, that is what we mean by, being spiritually flexible. Going to church and understanding that you are going to church to relate. You are going to church to be in a relationship, not only with the people that you congregate with, but also with the divine, with God. You are not going to church to be alone, because you are not existing alone. You are going to church to relate with others. When you meet somebody at church, say hi even if they are not your friend. Okay, friend as in they are not there. Yeah.
Even if you don't know them.
Even if you don't know them. Because you are going there to relate. You sit in church, in that bench. You're not sitting alone. You're sitting with this person. You don't even know who they are. You're sitting with the other person sitting the other side. Relate with them. I'm not saying start chatting with them.
Give them a
greeting, or be aware that you are not alone there. You are with this one and this one. You can say hi to them. You don't start chatting, but just say hi to them. That makes a connection. That makes those other people be aware or know that you understand that they are also there. They exist. I've seen people who go to church and it's just them. In fact, some people even have it's okay to have permanent places to where to sit in church. But when you find somebody's already seated there, it's not like you left eggs there. Don't be upset with that person. Just go and sit elsewhere. It's okay to have a permanent place in Mankarapaj. Mairo, you find somebody else seated there. Find a different place. Some people would force that person to move. They would force their way because that is where they sit. It's like they've programmed themselves. They have put a software here which cannot change. This is how I work. You know, sometimes even we priests go to places and we begin to do things like that. We go to, I'm appointed to this parish. I'm sent by the bishop sends me to that parish. Without being aware of the life of that parish, I just go with my program, you know. Even before I get there, I already have a program for that parish. But I need to understand that that place, before I was there was somebody. Before I went there were people already meeting. So there's already a life there. So I need to go there and adapt what I have in my mind with the life that I find there. Now, many times we get into conflict with the people in the parish because we begin to program the parish according to the program that the preconceived program that we had. You know, this I'm talking to my fellow priests actually. Yeah, we are still talking about spiritual adaptation. Yes. So I already have something in my mind. This is what it means for me to be parish priest in that place. But then there is another part I need to do to understand the life of that parish before I make any decision. Before I begin now to slowly introduce the vision that I have for that parish. I need to understand that before I was there was somebody else. Somebody else who was building a toilet and they were transferred before the toilet was finished. Yes. There was somebody else there who was renovating the church or renovating the parish house. But they were moved before they finished. There's already a life. There's already something happening. So I get to that place and of course, I already have also something that I have. Maybe I know that parish doesn't have a wall fence. I need to go there and build a wall fence. Maybe that parish doesn't have pavers. I need to go and put pavers. I need to go and paint the church. But I get there, I find there's already something happening. You know, if I fail to adapt, you know what I'm going to do? I'll cancel all the other projects that are happening to start my own. Now, I'm not helping that place. I'm not building that place. If anything, it's like I'm loading over the people. I'm loading it over the people. When we talk about adaptation, we're talking about being aware of the environment. I'm placed in that. I'm put in that place where there is already life happening. I should be aware of what is happening, what is going on already. And as I am aware of what is going on, then I begin to marry it with what I already have. At personal level, as Christians, ordinary Christians, we do have personal challenges that challenges that we face due to the environment in which we find ourselves, externally exerted upon us, but also challenges that come from within ourselves. So at any given time, I should be cognizant or aware of the fact that whatever could be going on in my life could either be caused by something external or something that I already have in mind. But then I have a spiritual life to maintain. I have a spiritual life to take care of. How do I adapt this spiritual life to these challenges that could be coming from within myself, or these challenges that could be caused by external factors? When you talk about spiritual adaptation, it's a big project. It's a huge project that one cannot do just in one day. Because something that involves your personal principles, your personal values, your beliefs. And when you talk about adaptation is not something that happens in a moment, in an instant. It takes a bit of time. Even as we talk about adapting to climate change, it's something that now people are learning to do slowly. I can give you another practical example of this thing, gas. Gas, gas stove, whatever. Just a few years ago, many people thought this was a wrong move. This was a wrong way to go. How can I have a whole gas cylinder in my house? What if it's a polycar? Of course, accidents happen. We've seen some things like that happen. But this is something that people have been doing in other countries. people don't use, in other countries, especially developed countries, people don't use electricity to cook anymore. They use gas stoves. But in our own environment here, people had to slowly adapt to this. And today, if you were to take a survey, you will realize that actually a lot of people are using gas stoves. They've moved away from electricity. So adaptation, first of all, we'll start with refusing to adapt, actually, being rigid and all that. But slowly, if one is open to adapting, they'll find themselves, where they should be. So, in a nutshell, when we talk about spiritual adaptation, we are basically talking about marrying your personal principles, your values, your beliefs, marrying that with what is happening, because the environment is at a fast pace. The environment is constantly changing. How can I live a meaningful life in this fast changing environment? How can I feel fulfilled, satisfied that I am a human being alive, a human being that is connected to God in this world that is fast changing? Should I just stick to what I believe or to what I hold as principles, or I should be aware of the fact that the world is changing and therefore I have to change with it? Now, as I change, I should remember the figure of the bamboo. The bamboo is going to move towards the direction of the wind, but it will not break.
Very powerful.
I hope it is.
Very powerful, Father. I love the example you've given for the bamboo tree.
Yeah.
That no matter what we may face in life, we need to stand like the wind.
Never allow yourself to be broken. Yeah. Swing with the wind, but don't break.
Yes.
Try not to break.
Okay.
Osankala mugabe mitengo wendi chako chimitengo. No.
We'll stand.
Be a pendulum. You know, yes. A pendulum.
No.
A pendulum. Ija mkoloko ya kudala hapa chipupa Yes, be a pendulum.
Okay.
Swing with the current, but don't stop swinging.
All right.
And don't break.
No. We'll not break. We'll stand like the bamboo.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Father, for feeding us with the food for the soul. We've been fed.
I hope so.
Yes. That was Father Arthur who fed us with the food for the soul. I believe you've been blessed. For now, we go on a short break. We'll be right back. Don't change the channel.
Ayenela kumthokoza ayenela kumthokoza chifukwa ngwabwino ayenela kumthokoza ayenela kumthokoza chauta chifukwa ngwabwino chauta wanga pamtunda
Kamkaya Music.
Mulungu watuobatsa chifukwa matikonda ayenela kumthokoza Mulungu watuobatsa niziko chifukwa matikonda niziko ayenela kumthokoza niziko sitingakhale ndi chinthu chosatsera mwa mulungu ndizikomo ndi mwathupi ndi mwa mzimu sitingakhale ndi chinthu chosatsera mwa mulungu ndizikomo ndizikomo ndizikomo
Welcome back. Adapting to climate change is actually the topic of this Lumen Morning Diary. You know, the showgrounds is something that is exciting about Zambia, where we are seeing so many different countries present there and different people from different provinces. In short, Zambia being in one place, different companies. And ZRA is one of the companies that we are very much excited to have on this platform through a phone call. And they'll be talking to us from the showgrounds, what they are about, as well as in line with the theme. And Alice will pick it up with Mr. Kumwenda out there. Alice.
Thank you so much, Henry. Yes, we are actually live on a phone call with Mr. Matthews Kumwenda, who is the Senior Tax Consultant from Zambia Revenue Authority. Mr. Kumwenda, good morning. You are live on Lumen Morning Breakfast. Okay. Okay. Mr. Kumwenda, how is ZRA interpreting the Zambia Agriculture and Commercial Show theme for this year, adapting to climate change?
Thank you very much for that important question. So, as far as we are concerned, as ZRA, we are saying acting smart and we must act now. Remember, the theme for this year is adapting to climate change, meaning that all of us, we must now move with change of time. So basically, we are saying as an institution that we must start to act smartly and we must start to act now. That's how we are interpreting the theme.
Okay. And why is this theme important for ZRA and the Zambia business world to whom ZRA taxes from?
Thank you very much, Alice, once again. So, when we look at the theme for this year, adapting to climate change, basically re-emphasize the need for us to change with the times, like I said, meaning that as a business community, as business people, and us as an institution, we have to move with the change. So, how do we adapt? First, we must know that climate change has brought with it a number of issues affecting both the business community and also us as an institution. And so we can't just sit idle. We have to make adjustments in the way we conduct our business. We have to make adjustments in us as an institution in the way we collect taxes. So it is a theme that is very important to all of us. We have to look at how we are doing our business activities and see how best we can make adjustments so that we continue in our business and also us as an institution so that we can continue to collect the taxes that the government desperately needs.
Hey. In which ways is ZRA intending to respond or plan to respond to the theme?
Thank you. So, what have we done as a ZRA to respond to the thing? What measures have we put in place to adapt to this climate change? Number one, as an institution, we have identified key sectors of our economy farming, in the agriculture sector, remain afloat. They continue to carry out their farming activities in this trying moment. The energy sector as well as one sector that has had suffered severe consequences because of this climate change. And so we have also provided that incentive in the energy sector. Now, what are some of these incentives? Ali, you and me know that we have been affected by the drought, leading to efficiency in energy production. And now, as an institution, as ZRA, we are encouraging taxpayers to import solar products because we have removed custom duty from this. Why are we doing this? We want the energy product, solar product, cheaper. We want solar product to be easily affordable by our taxpayers. So we are making it easier for our people to have access to the solar product. And also we want to encourage you and the Alice who would want to go into business. Maybe it would be one sector where you can invest in, because the importation of this product Alice into the country is now being made cheaper.
Okay. So, Mr. Kumwenda, thank you so much. I'm sure the line has just been cut. That was Mr. Matthews Kumwenda, the senior tax consultant from Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, sharing with us the products that ZRA is actually offering. You can actually find them at the showgrounds and just get to learn a lot what they have there.
Right, thank you very much, Alice, and thank you very much, Mr. Kumwenda, for giving us those highlights. Especially, we are glad that ZRA is actually doing a lot supporting farmers, supporting those in the energy sector, removing tax on the importing of solar equipment.
I love it that he has touched that area, because looking at the communities where we are coming from, solar panels really helped us.
Yes.
If you want to have the haircut, you find that power is coming at 22 hours. So we have really been helped by these people who are using solar to do their business, even the issues of printing and do other things. So I think it's a good move done by the Zambia Revenue Authority.
Okay.
For sure. And the other thing that we can also talk about, ZRA, which has been mentioned, they are actually urging each and everyone to take part in paying tax to ensure that we develop our nation, and also adapting to this climate change is something that we must all do, and ZRA is part and parcel of this adaptation.
Very important.
Okay. I'm sure we've actually learned one or two things from what Mr. Matthews Kumwenda has actually shared with us. For now, we'll go on a short break. We'll be right.
Daliso Piri. I'm just from visiting the ZRA stand at the showgrounds. I'm so excited, very clean, very smart. I was trying to make an inquiry on smart invoicing because I recently registered for smart invoicing for the company that I run, Growth Innovate Ventures. We are into business development, and we thought that the best way to ease business today, especially that we are proponents of that, is to obviously adhere to some of the statutory obligations. And so the service that I received, I must be honest, was scintillating, for lack of a better term. And I can't wait to undergo the training tomorrow. I'm still coming back to be trained on smart invoicing. And kudos, ZRA. You guys are doing great. Thank you.
Indeed, kudos to ZRA for tax, smart tax invoice is something that someone and each and everyone is looking up to, because we are living in the digital world and we must transform with everyone else.
Oh yes, very, very important. And we also encourage people as they are at the showground, let them pass through ZRA stand and just get to learn what ZRA offers. It's very important that we have a knowledge about everything as we are also adapting to the climate change.
It's indeed a wonderful showground. Show holiday.
Yeah, for D. No longer these are the holidays that when we were back then in school.
I think this also comes with a caution, Henry, and at least especially to our fellow young people, not to be too excited. Let me not lie to you. Yo mapsi aliko kwekuja. JK aliko kwekuja.
Kwa mimi niko ndakuvina.
So let's not take too much alcohol. Let's make sure that we celebrate responsibly. Let's enjoy ourselves, yes. But let's remember that we are the future leaders. And by saying future leaders, I mean we are the leaders of today. And I mean now. So my heart really bleeds to see how these leaders are struggling and are suffering when it comes to celebrations. So let's be responsible and let's not frustrate ourselves. Or maybe
adapting.
Let's adapt to the nature. We are celebrating, yes, but also being responsible. Yes.
I love that, Eugene. We'll put that into consideration even as we go out there to kind of show, hey, Henry. Something that we have to
I can see from the look it's something that we have to. That was a question actually that has
very
been
difficult,
posed.
yes. It's very difficult, yes. Remember, the police are everywhere.
Yes.
Don't forget that when you go there, don't think that you mind from and they are going to get nicely with their normal routine of saying, no, iwo kafika chabe kuja. You find yourself behind bars, and akakugwira kuja uchoka nshia sure.
And Singawame.
The cadets are everywhere, the scouts are everywhere. Those of you who are going with criminal minds there, please don't be one of the victims. And those of you now this one is very serious. Those of you who are going there with children, make sure that you take good care of the children.
Oh yes.
Every minute, every second, make sure that because last time I felt very bad. I passed through the information center for the showgrounds, and then I found more than 100 children. More than 100. Manje wakambatia huyu mwana akamba jina yake ni Chakuti, mama wake saziwa, watoto wake saziwa. Please, let's make sure that we take care of the children. Yes.
Yeah. Very, very important. I know Lumen Morning Diary has a lot of exciting things that we actually share. Today it has been a wonderful journey. We've actually learned a lot. And yes, Father shared with us the food for the soul, which is adapting to our spiritual life. You know, we've talked about adapting to climate change, and Father shared adapting to our spiritual life. It is very, very important. It has been a wonderful journey.
For sure.
We shared, yes, what is trending on social media. We shared what's trending in the newspaper pics. And of course, we had a phone interview with Mr. Matthews Kumwenda, a senior tax consultant from Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA. And yes, we talked about our theme for today, which is the theme for the agriculture and commercial show, adapting to climate change. And we've shared our own experiences of how we find kusho grounds. Kusho grounds. Inankara chabe mu mind kusho grounds.
Right, indeed, we must always know that whatsoever goes up must always come down. And this is the 97th anniversary of Agriculture and Commercial Show. It has been a wonderful topic looking at adapting to climate change. See you at the showgrounds. From us, it's bye-bye until next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.